So we're doing a quick video today. We both forgot about our standing weekly meeting. So really we both stood each other up this week. So we're doing a quick little pre-writing group meeting. If you're just joining us, I would encourage you watch one of the other videos that looks like this format before diving in with this one. So we're just going to plunge forward.
10 minutes worth of recording right now.
Yeah. We're writing a book together.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Full spoilers. Like you're seeing it all.
Where did we leave off? Do you remember?
Okay, next, combine the plot lines and reveals. We'll probably need to do that next time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did none of the homework.
We also need to come up with the cult goals / timeline, and also how to kill a prophet junior is what I have written down.
Ooh, that sounds like another title of a book.
Yeah.
What we could figure out, we could plot death today.
I love plotting death.
We got 10 minutes. I figure that's enough time to plan how to bump someone off of effectively,
to kill
right?
God's mouthpiece.
For some reason, my brain went, what is that title? It's like how to win friends and influence people. how to kill God's mouthpiece and win a war. I don't know if we want to do chapters or not, like chapter titles, but that would make a funny chapter.
It'd be really fun. I love a good chapter title. I know they don't do it very often anymore.
I get shot down every time I want to do a chapter title. Like I had those like old style chapter titles, like chapter 3 in which blah, blah, blah. And my editor made me take them all out. And I was so sad.
One of us just needs to get like really book famous so that we can be like non-negotiable.
The chapter titles are non-negotiable.
Yeah, you can change anything else.
I will die on this hill. Okay. How to kill a prophet in 10 easy steps. I think it needs to be something. So we established that the girls are going to do it, right? And was it going to be like, oh wait, they're killing the older prophet, right? Prophet senior?
I think we're killing like, prophet junior.
We're killing both, right? Because we're doing
prophet senior's gonna die.
But because of something they've done, the result of something that's like accidental.
Yes.
They're just leaving a trail.
Right. Look at us, we're so clever.
They're just leaving a trail of dead prophets in their wake, these two girls.
Honestly, goals.
Goals for my life. So yeah, they do something basically that triggers his death. It's not on purpose, but it looks like it was on purpose, or Prophet Junior blames them personally and kind of takes over. He already had a chip on his shoulder about Void Girl, and now he's like, you both are going down, essentially. And then we were like, okay, so at one point near the climax, I think they kill him. Like we were joking about flinging him off the top of the lighthouse and stuff, but like that's already kind of been done when, you know, Writer Girl chucks Void Girl off the top for shits and giggles. Yeah. So maybe something else.
For flirting purposes.
Well, not initially. Immediately she's like, I want you dead, bitch. And then later she's like,
I think surprise. Eden is just already like, I think she likes me.
It's like when they pull your hair, does it mean they like you? When they chuck you off the top of a lighthouse,
when they try to kill you,
does it mean they secretly like you?
Yeah.
Yes. In this case, yes. Okay, so I love something ironic. I love me an ironic death. So something churchy, something where he's like pushed onto his own sword, metaphorically speaking. I'm trying to think what his deal is and how we can turn that into the agent of his death.
Yeah, because we talked last week about him being like he seems like a soft boy on the outside, but is actually like much more like by the book, fire and brimstone, than his parent was before him. Kind of like putting a twist on this idea of like you would expect the new one to not be like that.
Because he seems more like modern and like soft-spoken and like accepting of people.
But then you like squint at it and it's like, oh, he's being like pretty mean.
And then it turns out he's manipulative and horrible type of thing. It would be nice to have something very like, I kind of want him to like realize what's happening before it happens. I'm just trying to think.
I'm looking at diagrams of lighthouses.
Oh, do we want to okay,
So I feel like the lighthouse is probably where it happens.
I think you're right. And I think because that's where the climax is happening, right? And do we want his death to be we do want his death to be right in the climax, right? Because like he's kind of causing the climax with this like, we want to finish the sacrifice thing.
I'm kind of envisioning like he dies, we have like a sequence, a beat of fallout with like the rest of the cult, so you see what happens now, but like that has come to an end, and then just like slammed a black on the lighthouse with the void bursting out of it.
They create that void.
And they have like a beat to be like, obviously we're girlfriends now, right?
Because I remember they had that conversation about like where Void Girl's actually like, you know, we could just leave, and then Lily will be like, no, let's fuck it up.
I love it.
Okay, so
it's my favorite part of the book so far, and the throwing her off the lighthouse.
and the chucking her off the lighthouse. The murder flirting. Okay, so I like the idea of it being a pretty like splashy death, so to speak. Pun fully intended. But it can't be the obvious thing where they chuck him off the lighthouse. What other deadly ways can we kill people with lighthouses? I wonder if it's too classic. Like if there's some kind of like shipwreck nearby, or like something we could pierce him with. I wonder if there's a thing he always uses in his ceremonies or something.
The foghorn. I don't know how we can use it, but it's got to be involved. Because that,
it could be a case of like they're going to be like fighting when this happens, right? So it could be a case of like he's about to stab one of them or something, and the foghorn sounds and startles him, and he loses his footing or something. But
then like it's like
and then one of them
like it's like, oh shit, you thought he was gonna fall off the lighthouse like before, but then like they don't let him die that way.
Yes, I love it. Fake the readers out so that they think he's gonna fall off the lighthouse, like classic, and then Eden like snatches him back at the last second and is like, no, you're not getting out of it this easily. I'd be so scared if I was him. And then what does she do?
I wonder if we could do something with his like little shell necklace or something. Pierce him through with it or something.
Like his crucifix necklace type thing?
Because they've got those like necklaces with all the prayer beads and the shells, and it's like the one that's been made like for you. Made ones, and I bet he's got a pretty fancy one.
She should like catch him by it and pull him back. That would be good.
What if because we've determined that like it's probably gonna like the beads actually do work and stuff. So what if she catches him by it, grabs him in close, and just like rips it off, and then like lets the void take him?
You should do a scene where she like rips it off and her hand is like smoking because it actually is working, and then she throws it away. Or even like she throws it away, or like Lily yanks it out of her hand because she doesn't even notice that it's smoking. It's burning you.
Yes.
This scene. I love all of this, but we still have to figure out. I love the idea of using something that he uses in his like prayer ceremonies or his like, I can't quite think of what that would be. I wonder if he has like a certain miracle or something that he like fixates on, something to do with, oh, it has to be near the lighthouse, or maybe near the base of the lighthouse
where Eden lives.
Yeah, I wonder if he could do his like sermons and stuff there sometimes, and Eden would always be like, ugh, there he is again, type of thing, you know. So he's like always hanging around because that's where he does his little preaching. My brain strays to the most obvious part, which is like some kind of cross like thing that he's like pierced by, but that might be too on the nose. My brain is leaning towards impaled on something, but I don't know what.
I love a good impaling. I saw is it Return of the King or it's Return of the King when they come in and Saruman's been pierced on the watermill thing. And I was only like, I don't know, 15 when that came out, and that seared into my brain as the worst way to die.
Right, it really is. I wonder if what if they were gonna sacrifice her on something like that, like some really horrible thing. Like
you could just have an altar somewhere. And then he could just get impaled on 100 little offerings.
There would be, it would be like, ooh, that would be creepy.
It was just covered with like a bunch of sharp things.
Jesus. Maybe she throws him onto this altar that is like full of spikes and dead things. That's very creepy.
Because if we pull the shells off, then like the void things could also get to him. Right. So it could be like there's not necessarily like a bunch of knives on the table or anything, but it is like if she wanted the void to, it could push him with enough force that anything on that altar would become a knife.
I kind of like the idea of throwing him to the wolves, so to speak, where she like throws him on the altar and he's not necessarily like wounded to the point where he's dying, but he's bleeding. And then if she opens the void enough that the demons come out, actually that could be an ironic thing, because if he's always preaching about demons and he makes the townspeople like afraid of Void Girl, and we could really make it that he's like on and on and on about demons and how always keep your necklace on, it will protect you, blah blah blah. So when she tears it off, puts them on the altar, and then the demons basically like fall on him.
I'm picturing like a slow turnaround moment, like it seems like your God has made a sacrifice to me, like kind of moment.
I really love the idea of it being like really heavily ironic. Like maybe there's a moment before this where he tries to shove her on the altar or something like that, you know, and then just has this, tries to give her to the demons, something like that, and then she turns it around on him, type thing.
I love that. So we can back it up next time and figure out what we're gonna have him do with the altar. I'll write that down.
Because that's kind of like his whole goal, is to get her onto that altar, finish her and Lillian finish the sacrifices. So maybe we could even have that achieving something, like unlocking even more potential or something in her, so that she is able to, she's like, okay, I could fully destroy this town now, but we don't have to, we could just go. And then that's the time Lily says, no, let's burn it all down.
Yeah.
So we should do something super creepy. Like, this might be a little bit cliche, but I really love the altars that have like a gathering, like the blood runs down like a trench and get like the old, like the old Celts used to do that. Like the Druids, if they sacrifice someone, there'd be an altar and then like a little, like a runway down there and a little pool at the bottom of the altar where the blood would gather.
And it could be like, usually it's seawater or something.
Oh, I like that.
Not this time.
Blood offering.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do something like where they do like a symbolic offering earlier of like their catch or something, and then they put fish there, the seawater runs down. That's usually what people are used to looking at. And then this time it's the prophet and his blood.
Excellent.
Sweet. So how we kill a prophet.
That's how we kill him.
In 10 easy steps. I don't even know if it was 10 easy steps.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 easy steps. Ahead of schedule.
Yeah. So efficient at prophet murder.
Okay, so next time we meet, obviously this one's very quick this week, but next time we're gonna start combining big plot lines and reveals, and really work in kind of the Prophet Junior's goals into everything. So that'll be great fun.
Really exciting.
Tune in next time.
Yeah, for a longer one. This is just a little quick short one.
Yeah. Bye.